Hello. I just need to talk some shit out. um, I feel like I haven't been on here forever. I um I was walking my dog. I don't know if I've mentioned that I'm in a very white town. And it's funny because the adjacent towns, like literally as soon as you cross the border, you see all this diversity. It's like there's some sort of force field that keeps diversity out of my town. And nowadays I'm feeling especially other in my town. Not that people do anything to me directly, but you hear stuff about how other people are being treated, or like there's a Facebook group dedicated to people who live in my town, and it's amazing the kind of weird coded language that they have regarding, the coloreds. And literally I've seen people refer to people as coloreds. That's how backwards it is. But, for me directly, I don't experience a lot. And that's mainly because I stay the hell away from everyone and everything. So this evening, I was walking alone. We had just had a lot of rain today, first time in a while. So I think it shocked everyone, the amount of rain we had. So everyone seemed to stay inside. I was walking my dog and I was like the only person around, which is kind of unusual because nowadays when it's warm and everyone's quarantined, people are always out and about walking and stuff. But it was empty and I was really enjoying it. And it was getting dark. So this was only about, I don't know, 45 minutes ago. So it was about like 8 o'clock in the evening, and I was almost home, and this car passes by me, and somebody starts yelling at me from the car. Something along the lines of, I couldn't even understand it really. It was like, shake your fat fanny. First of all, who says fanny anymore? And it sounded like a young person, someone who would refer to themselves as a man, although clearly no man in sight. And so I did what I always do when I'm harassed on the street. I had no reaction. I gave no reaction. And I was stoic, completely stoic. And so they, not giving them the reaction they were looking for. So they screamed again, "Shake it!" out the window. Once again, didn't barely moved. I mean, aside from my legs walking, I did not flinch. I did not give any indication that I had even heard what they had said. That's just my default. So then I went through the gamut of emotions. What does one do? You're not expecting this to happen to you. You're minding your business. You're being a peaceful person. You're not doing anything to anyone, not seeking attention. It's always that feeling of, I didn't ask for this. And so my initial reaction was just to not do anything. I mean, there was shock, obviously. I was shocked. Now, I'm going to go through this in excruciating detail, and because this happens to people all the time. This happens to women all the time. This happens to trans women. This happens to people of color. This happens to LGBTQIA plus people. And it happens so much, and people, I don't think, take the time to really unpack all the emotions that go with it. So I'm going to talk about it. So first there was shock. And I sorry, I'm so slow. I've been listening to my own videos. I'm so slow talking, and I'm so sorry because normally I'm not like that. My sister has the habit of pausing between every phrase, and I literally, when I'm on the phone with her, I'll count the seconds of her pauses because I'm so annoyed. So I'm so sorry. my therapist says it's, you're choosing your words so carefully. You're so afraid of saying the wrong thing. And I don't know why maybe I'm self-censoring or trying to pick the right words. I don't know why, because this is my damn diary. I'm supposed to be able to say whatever I want. So anyway, first feeling was shock. And also a feeling of relief that since I wasn't feeling anything, the shock had sort of numbed me. I thought, okay, I got through that and I'm not feeling anything. Good. Then I started to feel something. And that first layer of shock started to peel away and I was starting to feel something. I was feeling angry because I wanted to go fuck that person up. And I was angry because I had this, I had this feeling that this person thinks they got away with it. I mean, technically they did. They literally, like the pieces of shit they are, they drove away. They were gone. They were scot-free. They were out of the area in seconds. So they literally got away with it. And I obviously couldn't, give my input to the situation. Um, so I was angry. I was angry that they got away with it. I was angry that they knew that they got away with it. I was angry that they felt that they could do that to me. And I'm going to be perfectly frank that I think they wouldn't have yelled that same stuff to a white woman because, when people see a woman of color, it's, fat ass and twerking and eventually the whites will catch on to the WAP thing, so we'll be just WAP this, WAP that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a fat ass or a wet ass pussy or anything like that. That's perfectly fine. But when people see you as only that, that's a problem. So they're referring to my fat ass, because I'm a woman of color. So that's all I am. That's, it's sort of a reminder that that's what society sees me as a lot of the time. And so, yeah, to be, as if I wasn't feeling other enough in this town right now, someone had to remind me, no, we just see you as black, as whatever, and ass and sex and twerking, and that's it. That's you. That's who you are. Um Yeah, just angry. There was nothing I can do about it. There was no recourse for me. There was no way for me to answer back. And there was sadness. I was sad for myself. I was sad because I didn't deserve this. I was literally minding my own business. Now, I'm not saying that someone who is seeking attention or whatever deserves this, but I keep myself small. I keep myself invisible. I keep myself invisible so things like this won't happen to me. I I shortchange myself. And it still doesn't work. I'm sad because I didn't ask for this. It's not a fair exchange. It's not a fair exchange to be completely innocent, minding your own business, living your life, having a nice day. I was enjoying the hell out of myself, this beautiful walk that I was having in the evening. And to have somebody come into my life for a moment and demise me, a drive-by victimization. And yes, that's what catcalling is. If anyone wants to say, well, it's just words or whatever, congratulations if you've convinced yourself that's true. But it is a brief victimization, but no less a victimization. So I was victimized. just 'cause. Just where I was, who I was at the moment, and I I don't know. I mean, I guess I feel like maybe it is maybe it's rape culture of me to say, "Well, it's one thing if you sort of put yourself out there or whatever and something happens." That just sounds so terrible. That's not what I mean. Like, it's one thing if I sought the company of people or, I don't know, like, sought human interaction, and I wasn't. And so they get to come in, do what they wanna do to me, get away, and feel perfectly fine, probably not even thinking about it right now, and I'm the person who literally was just living my life being innocent and not hurting anyone, and I'm the one crying. I'm the one crying, not them. I'm the one who's hurt, and I didn't do anything. It's not fair. It's not fair. That's what's so fucking awful about it is because it's not fair. I literally didn't do anything except be there. They are the one who did something wrong, and they're fine, and I'm the one who did nothing wrong, and I'm the one who's left with this. And it's not fair, and it makes me upset, it makes me sad, it makes me livid that I'm the one stuck with this. I'm the one who has this, and of course, when I had that initial moment of shock, I was so glad that I didn't feel anything, and I thought I could just move on and that would be it. But I'm feeling the feelings. I'm feeling perfectly natural feelings that people feel when these things happen to them, and it's not fair. And I know life isn't fair, but that's not gonna keep me from saying life that it's not fair. So I did nothing and I'm stuck with this. I did nothing and I'm the one with the pain. I'm the one with this memory. I'm the one with these feelings. And it's just not fair. And I can't do anything about it. And what does one and then you question yourself, well, what should I have done? And people love to tell you, well, you should have done this, or I would have done that, and I would have done, of course they have all this stuff that they totally would have done, except if they were actually put in the moment, they would have done shit. And somehow it makes them feel better to make you feel bad for not doing something and building themselves up in their own mind that they were going to have, this excellent retort and somehow knew exactly what to do at the exact moment when they were randomly victimized. So I'm thinking, there's part of me thinking, well, I could have done this. What if I yelled back? I guess my thinking is always what has the most impact on the person. And usually having no reaction at all, I think, is the biggest impact. But you could also look at it as if you fight back, you know, it teaches these people that we're not just going to take it. But at the same time, they're literally driving away from me. I'm on foot, they're in a car. So they're gone in seconds. So there's really not much for me to do. I think, I guess I did what I could do and it was perfectly fine. And the fact that he got frustrated and had to scream at me again because he didn't get a reaction, there's a little satisfaction in that. But I don't wanna remember this. I don't I mean, someone's probably thinking, "Well, you're sitting here, dwelling on this situation and You think I wanna be sitting like this thinking about this? Do you think I wanna feel this way? I don't see the point, though, of suppressing the feelings and pretending it's no big deal and it didn't happen or whatever, these things happen or that guy's an asshole, whatever. And, maybe eventually I'll feel that way, but I'm definitely feeling things right now and I'm not gonna suppress it. I mean, here I am cracking the microphone and talking about it to pretty much no one, but I'm still putting it out there. It's just not fucking fair. It's not fair. And like I said, I mean, obviously I'm feeling pretty sensitive right now. With everything that's going on right now, I'm already feeling like I got a target on my back. So to actually have that come true, even in a minor scale, on a minor scale, it's still, I'm shook. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to, I don't know what to do. It's just not fair. It's not fair that I'm the one crying and I didn't do anything wrong. I'm the one who's hurting. I'm the one in pain. I'm the one who's crying. It's not fair. And I mean, I've experienced this before. This believe me, this isn't my first time at the rodeo. And there's always that feeling of I didn't do anything. There's a sort of feeling, there's a sort of expectation that, if you do something wrong, something will happen to you. But that's not how, victimization works most of the time. It's people who are literally just being nice, happy, pleasant people, minding their own business, living their lives, being hurt for no reason. I mean, you could say these people that find other people and victimize them, they're the sick ones, they're the ones who are, even if that fucktard's not, thinking about me right now, he still has to live. He still has to, wherever he goes, there he is. He still has to live with himself. And I'm sure that's not a good place to be because anyone who's that disgusting, they can't have a good life. They can't have a good mental ecology. I don't know how to put it. There's nothing going on, nothing good going on in that mind. And that will just beget, bad things in their life. But at the same time, they also get to enjoy their privilege. They also get to enjoy, you know, that sort of blameless feeling that they can do whatever they want. They've got the power, they've got the privilege. So yeah, maybe they'll have some sort of karmic retribution at some point, but really, on the surface, I'm sure their life is going to be perfectly fine, perfectly normal tonight and from now on, from the from here on in. And I'm the one here with the hurt. It's not fucking fair. So if anyone has any idea of what I can do, I am all ears. I don't know. I don't know how to react in those situations. But then again, they don't ask you permission first. This isn't scheduled ahead of time. They make a point of, people like this make a point of catching you unawares. You're not expecting this. And so it's the element of surprise. And so you can't defend yourself. You can't really do anything for yourself. They can do what they want to do and be gone, and you're still in shock, and then you're left with all the hurt afterwards. And I hate that I'm going to be worried the next time I take my dog for a walk. I'm pissed off that this is going to impact me from now on. This is always going to be, at the very least, in the back of my mind when I'm just trying to be perfectly innocent and do innocent things. It's not fucking fair.